Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ah, thank you. Mr. Mills.
All right, Council and Mayor, the first one we have on committee today is for on-premises club liquor, Class 2, for 2 dimes. Venue LLC, DBA 2 dimes, located at 1307 University Boulevard. Again, they're applying for a club liquor Class 2 license. 1307 University Boulevard. Hours of operation will be determined based off the things they have going on at the location.
I'm sorry. I don't understand that.
Okay, let me go back and explain it. The license they're applying for is a club liquor Class 2 license, which means they're a membership club. They have yearly meetings. They have to keep records of all the meetings they have going on. Per the ABC board, they can be classified as a profit or a non-profit venue. With them, I think they're applying for as a profit, so which means they can have any type of event as long as a member is present at the event. So, and that's why I stated back the hours of operation. It's probably won't be open like your normal bars and locations around here, but according to scheduled activities.
Well, can it stay open indefinitely at night, or?
Now they still have to go by the hours of operation as far as the alcohol sales and stuff like that. Okay, again, this is an aerial map. Oh, it's the Druid City Music Hall. Okay, this is a zoning map. Adjacent businesses beside it. Copy of the floor plan. The maximum occupancy per fire department is 1,500 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yes, sir. And speaking with the Tuscaloosa Police Department, there are some concerns about the number of individuals that are in the area after scheduled events. I have Fire Marshal Steins here, Chief Blakeney here to answer any questions as well as the applicant.
Chief, that seems like a lot of folks to me.
Yes, sir. As y'all probably already know, we do have concerns with the amount of people that dumping out on the strip. Some of the questions that I would like to answer, I know they're here today. The owners we are familiar with working with for other establishments in the area is what time traditionally the concerts are going to be over. We understand it's probably going to be a concert hall, and what time that dump out is going to be. Because if it's an earlier dump out, say 11 o'clock, our strip really becomes a problem area, from that midnight to 2 o'clock hour. So the dump outs before that, it's not as much of a concern. But if it's going to dump out towards that, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock time, it does become a great concern at that point that you have that many people in the area because it's 1,500.
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, because that, we're trying to clear everything. The bars are dumping out, so you've got an extra 1,500. I will say that establishment is already up and running with that occupancy. I believe Fire Marshal Steins, we already have that occupancy running at this point. We have not had any problems from that establishment other than queuing problems beforehand wrapping around the building.
This place is up and running with 1,500?
They're
1,071.
No, okay.
right.
1,071.
Yeah.
1,071.
What's it called?
I can't remember the
Druid
name.
City.
Druid City Music.
Oh,
There's two of them that have the same close names. Druid City Social.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this, and you're saying it's up and running at that capacity. But the place there now is not running at that capacity.
That's my bad. I thought it had the same capacity. That's incorrect on my end, and I apologize. I thought it was.
This would be 50% higher.
No, it's 1,000 already, right? Well, yes.
It's 1,000 now.
1,000 and 1,500.
1,015.
Yeah, we do have concern with the amount that would be dumping out, especially if it was in the later night hours of midnight, 1 o'clock.
What's the plan about that?
You already have to
Please,
address.
Andy, you've heard the
want me
concerns.
to
Does somebody like to speak to that?
We'll
You're
get you that,
saying-
don't worry.
okay.
We'll
So-
give you plenty of time at the podium.
So we've contracted with
Right,
Niche.
come up.
Did y'all have some other questions?
Come up here.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna hear from the police chief and the fire marshal.
Okay. Mr. Stiles, do you have anything else to say?
Basically, it's echoing what Chief Blakeney said. In the past, we have seen some issues with, with them dumping out and a large crowd, dumping out at certain times. Also with the queuing, getting into the building, but we usually don't have any problems. Once the queue line thins down and everybody gets into the venue, We're typically dealing with only internal things that go on, so it's not anything on the outside. They have submitted drawings for additional mezzanines, so that is what kind of kicked the occupant load up a little bit more than what it is today. But the building's always been rated from a fire and life safety standpoint for that type of capacity. So, but like I said, they're doing some upgrades.
So
to the
right
city.
now, it's not ready for 1,500?
No, it is, but they're doing some additional upgrades to get it to that number. So,
Okay.
and changing some of their floor plan and some of their layout.
Speaking of floor plans, is it wide open, or is it
It's
permanent
about
seating? Or?
17,000 square foot, somewhere in that nature,
I think 12, I think it's around like 12,000.
for the
For
entire
just
building.
just the main floor.
Yeah,
Entire
but
building, I
the
believe,
entire
like
building is
16,
about
17,
17,000, it's about 13,000 for the actual, where your patrons
It's
and the
wide
bands
open.
and stuff will be.
It's wide open.
But it's wide open.
Okay.
Okay, do y'all have any more questions for the fire marshal? All right, well, I'd like to hear from the owner.
It's not, I seen that. I thought you did Jewel City Social at the time, to close off at the whole train station.
Okay, you've heard the concerns from the chief and the fire marshal.
Yes, sir. I'm Grant McCabe, one of the partners in the establishment. So we've contracted with Peachtree Entertainment. They're a national booking agency that books, country acts, comedians, southern rock acts all across the country for venues of our size, all the way up to stadiums and arenas. Most of their acts, if not all of them, are going to start around probably 7 to 8 o'clock at night and end around anywhere from the hours of about 10 to 11. So that's something that we can coordinate with these guys over here. We'll have a schedule of when these acts are going to be taking place so that they know ahead of time when and if we're going to have an influx of people, leaving the establishment at different hours as opposed to the other establishments on the strip.
Okay, I apologize, I have no idea about this. Are you set up with a stage and have permanent seating, or you move?
Yes, sir. It's a stage. Probably what's that stage? 1,500 square feet, probably more. Probably about a 1,500 square foot stage for a pretty good size act to go in there. So our vision is to have acts in there that are too small for the amphitheater, but have the space to be able to bring some good mid-sized level national acts to Tuscaloosa.
Any questions?
No,
I don't have a problem with it.
I have met with Grant, I met with Rick, Mayor, and Mark Herring, and I'm really excited about it, because I think it's gonna actually be a really good thing for the strip. Especially with the group you've contracted with. I do know their reputation and the type of acts that they bring, and I honestly think it would really be an upgrade to the strip.
And a question I have, he was talking about the upgrades to the building or whatever. Do you plan on it in the future having a larger capacity, or what is?
No, sir. 1,500 would be the largest capacity we have in there. So it with the fixture counts that we've got in for sinks and toilets, so that's about the most that we could get in there.
Any other questions about this?
I've got
It was just a favor. Well, no.
And Grant talked with me, maybe a couple of months. So I got a heads up, at that time it was still, I assume, under NDA because y'all were negotiating. So I have not discussed it out with my district at all yet. On the plus side, I have no concerns about the ownership thing. They've already demonstrated here in this city good business. I don't have a lot of concern about the type of venue, in one way or the other. It's been this type of venue, whether it be theaters or music halls, for a long time. That's not new to the strip. I think, as I told you, the two concerns I do have are parking and noise. And it ain't like that area is noise-free to begin with, okay, so I get that. I do have multi-million-dollar homes 4 blocks down at Pinehurst and Audubon. When do you think y'all will be ready? What does, you're proposing inside work in the mezzanine, the flesh side out so that you can get 1,500, right?
August 1st is our
August 1st is what you're
kind of
looking
drop
at.
dead date, yes, sir.
Tax-wise, who can talk to the implication of the over 1,000?
If
Because
they're,
that's on our books, we put it on there.
yes, sir, if they're doing ticketed events with a capacity over 1,000, they'll have to pay that public service fee.
And that
for each.
is,
It's $1 a ticket off the top of my head, but I can pull it back up. real
And right now, the only entity being charged is our own, which is Mercedes-Benz Amphitheater. Because we're the only one that can host an event over 1,000.
so y'all are aware of that, right, Grant?
Was not. So is that for any events that were
Any in
over
that-
1,000
in that-
tickets
It's,
sold?
it's added on the ticket, on each ticket, like a separate sale,
So would
That's
it
fine, the consumer will pay with other taxes.
Yeah.
yes.
Would that be, just for clarity, if we have an event that's 600 tickets sold, does it kick in for that or
Yes,
only
it is based upon the capacity.
the capacity? Okay, understood.
Any other questions?
And I'm not on this committee.
No, it's your
Uh,
district.
I would ask if y'all would consider giving me a week to socialize it around my district, to get the feedback there. And again, I'm not anticipating, this is not a new type of venue. It's not like the area is noise-free. Is there any parking, Grant?
We've got roughly 30 spots in the back parking lot there, but I mean, it'll be employee parking for the most
Don't you
part.
anticipate, though, your audience is walk-up?
I mean, yes, but we are targeting you individuals sitting in here as well, you know, I mean, we wanna, during the summer months when we can't rely on the students, we wanna put some entertainment in there, not only during the summer, but, you know, during the spring and fall that we all sitting in here enjoy going to and listening to.
So what's some examples?
You know, a Nickelback or a Dave Matthews or, who's the band you wanted in there?
Jason Aldean.
Jason, yeah, I mean, Rick's been talking
We
to
plan to
Jason
do comedy
Aldean.
night, comedy night twice a month, something to help the locals too. I mean, that's, weddings, other rented, it's a rented venue as well.
How much is rideshare?
Well,
How much was
How you
that?
feel, you wanna
I can ask
table
you.
this for?
I'm just curious, it's a curious
I
question.
have respect to,
Just a week. I would ask if
We
y'all
don't
would
meet
consider.
next week.
Mr. Busby, I will, just for clarification, one, if the motion will be to table it to public safety, because public safety meets next week rather than admin. And I had forgotten, we actually amended section 2-103, which is the public service fees section, because at one point, Druid City Music Hall was the only other entity having to pay this. We actually amended that to be anybody above 1,500. And so you may want to look at your capacity as to whether or not that kicks in.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm really excited about this but I think we can table it for.
Or do we push it to public safety next week?
Well, till next,
Cause he said you on the
till next week on public safety, that's what we do.
Yes, and that'll be a week.
Do that.
Yeah.
Can,
I have a motion, do we have a second?
Can I ask, I'm sorry, real fast before we vote on that. The petitioners have to advertise the dates they're going to council, so what has already been advertised is that this will be on council next week. And so would you anticipate that this be on
Why
committee
would
and
that have
doubled
been
up?
advertised when it hasn't been forwarded by committee?
Because it has to be advertised in advance with ABC as part of all the alcohol license.
Okay, so go ahead with the question.
My question was, do we need to make sure they get re-advertised, or does council anticipate that it go to both committee and council next week?
That'd be fine with me.
I'm okay with that, if y'all wanna double it up, assuming.
Fine,
I'm
man.
And
favorable for it.
what we can
We'll
do,
decide yea or nay.
what we can do and still honor their advertisement is if for whatever reason the decision can't be made, it would still be on the council agenda. It would be a public hearing and could be tabled at that point for more time if it's needed.
So it'll go to council it'll leave committee, it'll go to council for a public hearing. okay?
Yes.
And still vote that night, or is that preliminary?
It will be up to vote that
Up to
night, but
vote that night.
if you need more time, you can table it without them having to go back and start the
And have that-
advertising process over.
So,
Okay,
so can I make a motion that we, table it to next week's public safety meeting and double up on council that night?
So I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's what we'll do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
All right. Mr. Pond.
Shit, I wanna go see Cat Williams or somebody. Let's bring somebody here.
All right, so this is a conditional use permit approval request. So this is for Copper Top. You're gonna hear the conditional use first, and then the alcohol license, and then the entertainment license. So this is actually our first of this process with the new zoning ordinance. So it's kind of like a, test trial. We'll see how it goes, see if we need to tweak anything, but I think we've got a really good way to handle this. So right now, the request, Copper Top is requesting to expand their premises into the adjacent vacant tenant space, which was formerly 1831. You can see the hours of operation. I don't believe that that's changing from what they currently operate as. So essentially what triggered them coming to you guys for approval is that they are expanding. They do provide live music on Fridays and Saturdays. They do occasionally charge cover. One caveat to all of this that they are fully aware of is in order to be, so essentially what this conditional use permit request is they're requesting to be a bar club, which is our new kind of bar tavern use designation within the zoning ordinance. And so as part of that approval, the maximum occupancy a bar club can have is 250. And they're aware of that, and they're okay with maximizing their occupancy at 250. And Mr. Steins can speak on that a little bit further as well. And then that final bullet there, they are applying for a lounge retail liquor license and an entertainment license as part of all of this. So again, they're being classified as a bar club, which is why they have to come to you guys for a conditional use permit. So this is similar to what we did previously. It's just a new language, essentially. So you can see in that definition within the zoning ordinance, identified as primary use, on sale, consumption of beer, wine, liquor, in accordance with the provision of a lounge retail liquor license. So this is new. We've identified the specific license type to the specific use. And it does require an entertainment license, which is that third piece. And then again, maximum occupancy 250. So here is their expansion floor plan. They're just going into that adjacent location. And then staff comments, and of course they're here to talk more, but they have stated, TPD has stated no issues, and then Tuscaloosa Fire Rescue has set that maximum occupancy.
Sure.
Steins, do you, whichever, both of you.
Sure. So essentially what they're doing is, these were two adjacent occupancies. They're putting in a cased opening, so now they're going to increase their area.
Right.
And they're essentially really only adding like 30 occupants, because the existing 1831 was somewhere around like 100,
Yeah.
and I think Copper Top was 123. So we're talking about adding, roughly 27 to 30 occupants as far as overall increase, because they are changing their interior layout just a little bit. So that's all we're really adding.
Right.
So.
Chief, we talked earlier, and I wasn't thrilled with this until I talked to you. So you're,
Yes, sir. I agree with Fire Marshal. The occupancy is not going up that much. And honestly, I'd rather have bar owners that we already work with, we
Right.
built rapport with,
That's right.
somebody new coming in and possibly having issues. So we have no issue with it. We think it's been controlled. Anything we've had come up, they've worked with us with, and I'd rather have somebody that I know that can work with us than having new owners come in and having a bar that doesn't follow the rules, whether you're looking at 20 to 30 people occupancy wise. So we have no issues with this request.
I don't have none either.
I'm
good
make a
with it.
motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, it passes. We've got some more to do on this, though.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So I'm going to piggyback off what Mr. Pond basically said. Again, this is for on-premise occupancy load increase. They currently already have a lounge retail liquor license, but this is just for you guys to approve the occupancy increase. And I want to tie it in with number 4 on the agenda. Basically, the entertainment license is currently replacing what we have considered as a cabaret license. In the event that you have live entertainment possibility or maybe dancing, currently you would have to have a cabaret license. That's why we're actually doing the entertainment license now. Again, you guys know where that location is, and based on Fire Marshal Signs, the occupancy goal can go up to 250.
I make a motion.
Okay, we got a vote, this is number
Three,
we're
right,
voting
yeah.
on
I make a
now.
motion.
Second. Three.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, number 4, the
Motion.
entertainment license.
He just went over there,
Yeah,
right?
the entertainment
Right.
license.
I
Yes, sir.
second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that passes too, thank you. Number 5, which is the occupancy load for Big Dog Enterprises.
All right, yes, sir.
Decades Pub and Grub.
Again, this is the last one we have is Big Dog Enterprises LLC, DBA Dead Case Pub and Grub, located, again, they're applying for a lounge retail liquor license where they currently have occupancy, they're applying for occupancy increase. Located, the new address will be between 2312 and 2314. Hours of operation will be from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Closed on Mondays, Tuesdays through Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 10. Friday and Saturday, looks like 11 a.m. to 11:45. The owners here, if they need to adjust those hours, to let you know on that as well. This is an area location,
It's
Go
still
back,
in Tibbetts
please.
Square.
Timmons Square, yes.
So this is where the old Los Tarascos was that they're expanding into.
Where's the old one, there?
Los Tarascos,
Yeah.
or Tarascos, however you say it.
Yeah.
Going to Los Roscoe's, yes.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine with me. It's the hours simple.
The occupancy,
Okay.
they want it to go up.
Yes, sir. There's going to be an increase in occupancy right now. Again, that's expansion. Currently, I think it was at 120 something, 130, and it's going up to 200.
All they good till serving good pizzas and wings. Let's do it.
Mr. Stiles?
So council, this is very similar to what Copper Top is doing. He is moving into the adjacent tenant space. There's an area increase, so it is now a combined occupant load. So overall, we're not increasing anything. He just has one footprint now. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Chief, you okay?
Yes, sir. We never have any problems with Decades, and the big thing is, like I said, if you look at their hours of operation, they're not staying open until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They're truly a restaurant style, so we have no objection.
I hear they have good sandwiches.
Yeah, everything. Check it out. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Gentlemen, do you have anything else you'd like to bring
Yeah,
forward?
motion to adjourn.